Morning, Jeff. How are you today?
I am well, Matthew. How are you?
Fantastic. Can you just tell us a little bit about kind of who you are and your background and your company?
Yeah, so my name is Jeff Weiner. I am the CEO of a company called Real Quantum. So we're a technology startup in Kansas City, and we offer a software as a service product targeted to the commercial real estate industry. So our customers are real estate appraisers and other people in that sort of in those similar businesses.
Talk to us kind of about the impact that this whole coronavirus and everything that's going on, kind of how has that impacted you guys?
The first thing for us was to make sure that everybody could transition to a work at home model. And for us as a tech company, the logistics of actually doing your job at home instead of in the office was seamless. Everybody was completely productive immediately because we didn't rely on anything specifically in the office, providing as much flexibility and support and guidance as we could to get everybody feeling productive in this new environment. On the customer side, we just ratcheted up the level of communication that we had. And then we did pivot very quickly with how we were talking to prospective customers.
And what was that pivot in terms of how you communicate? What does that look like then in terms of working with new customers?
So Real Quantum since we're a software as a service company, we do our best to create as much business through inbound channels. And we do that by having a very content marketing focused approach. Our goal is to deliver really good quality content in the form of blogs and webinars and speaking at the professional conferences so that whether you're a customer or not, you're getting something valuable out of that. So what we did is as soon as it became obvious that what was happening it was basically third week of March, it became clear we were about ready to start a new campaign targeting a new segment of the market. We had all the collateral finished, and we had sent out our first blast of emails, and we immediately came back and said, we got to change all our messaging. The good thing is that because we were all in a support, all of our messaging and all of our content was about supporting and building up the profession of commercial real estate appraisal. We already had that as a foundation. So what we did is we pivoted to focus on some of our strengths that were particularly useful now. One of the things that we did was focus on, for example, our product. It's exceptionally good the way it's architected for collaboration. So many of our prospective customers and current customers are sole proprietors, and they had a home office yesterday, they have a home office today. None of that's changed. But a lot of them that have multiple team members, especially clerical and support staff, their focus was really desk-based, right, in the office.
Yeah.
We're exceptionally good at allowing people in that situation to collaborate between the appraisal professionals and the support analyst staff that they have, that they all can work together. So that's one of the things that we did to really highlight our message going forward. And then we've added content. So for example, we're about to do a webinar later today to help commercial appraisers how to sell during a pandemic. We put it together in a week. We marketed it for a couple of days. We had a huge response for it. We're doing that later today.
Nice.
And really what it is there's not a product demo in it. It is straight up content, but hopefully we're going to be giving something that these appraisers can do today quickly that was not necessarily something that they thought about 1 month ago.
You talked about how the messaging has changed. Are the kind of the marketing mix or how you're going to market, is that changing in terms, are you doing more webinars? Because obviously the travel has stopped. So how are you adjusting that marketing spend and sales spend kind of with everything that's going on?
We're taking a look at that spend to make sure that we don't find ourselves with any trapped funds. Like, oh, we dropped a bunch of money on this conference that's now going to be online, and the conference holder says, oh, we're going to give you a credit for next year. We want to be careful about that. Otherwise, every message is prefaced with, here's the reality we're in, and here's something that can help. Here's how we can help you in the current reality, which is, for us, we're fortunate in that we had such a focus on supporting the industry, building trust through that, that it's really just our same message with a little context of COVID-19 on top.
How are you guys, or are you thinking about kind of when we come out of this, how do you best position yourself for when that occurs?
So we're trying to do two things. One of the lessons that we've gathered very quickly is just stay week to week, be sensitive about where we are right now, and just be ready for it as it changes. We can see commercial property values declining for a while.
Sure.
So the first thing is to be just very sensitive about where things are week to week and be responsive and sensitive to that. The other thing we did is, as soon as this was happening, I worked out a new integration with a partner that does drone photography. So it's another opportunity to have a touchless experience to gather information about a property that our customers are appraising without them actually having to be on site. And that's got some really good responses already.
Any other things you guys are thinking about or kind of planning on?
As soon as this started happening, we have the benefit here in Kansas City of a lot of startup community support. And so as soon as things started getting rough in March, lots of those organizations were bringing to the community lots of resources. So local mentors and some from outside, providing advice. And the advice that they said was, you want to conserve your cash, maximize your runway, and do everything you can to make your customers that you have extremely happy, while you do the things we were just talking about to continue to grow your revenue. That's really my focus right now, and so far it's going exceptionally well.
That's great to hear. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
A lot of great insight, and have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Matthew. It's great to been working with you and with Zach first. Thanks a lot.
We'll
See
talk
you later.
Bye-bye.